Hey,
Hey,
what are you doing? You look busy.
oh, nothing much. Just researching a little more about where I want to study abroad next spring.
Why study abroad? What's wrong with staying in New York?
There's nothing wrong with it. I just think it's a great opportunity for me to gain different perspectives and inspiration for my passions in healthcare.
Tell me more.
I'm happy to explain. What I really love about NYU Abu Dhabi is that it's an official NYU site. So I'll be able to boost my GPA with the classes that I take there, and I don't have to worry about my course credits. Another thing they got is this amazing experimental research building, and that's going to be perfect for me as a BMS major. So as a biomolecular science major, I'm going to have to take organic chemistry, so I'll have to be in the lab for a little bit. I'd love to see how it's different from the labs at Tandon. And I'd also get to meet different people who are doing personal research projects, and maybe I could talk to them about what they're doing, get a little bit of inspiration about what I want to do for my own projects. Another thing that they have is this beautiful art center. There's one particular area of the art center that I want to take note of, and that is the project space. The project space has all the past capstone projects that they just have hanging around there. I feel like that's going to be a really big source of inspiration for me, for my own personal glass thesis, and for my overall capstone project. My goal as a glass leader is to not only inspire, but to become more inspired. Being abroad, I'm going to be taking organic chemistry, which I have to take for my major at that time, as well as a couple of Abu Dhabi exclusive electives. So here's just a few that I'm particularly excited about. So there's one called motivation and volition. And I was thinking, what better way to get motivated than understanding the system of motivation? Maybe if I learn more about the system itself, I could find more motivation on days when I'm really not feeling it. So another class that I want to take is Panacea, and it discusses some really important questions I've been wondering about for a while, especially in the context of expensive healthcare in the US. So Panacea basically discusses how or when we die can sometimes be constricted to a price tag. And with expensive healthcare, that could most certainly be a problem. In addition to that, it also talks about how limited resources are distributed around the world. I really feel like having a better context around this will help me gain a better understanding of our own healthcare system and perhaps make changes to it as a global leader. Another thing that I want to take is elementary Arabic, and this is a personal goal of mine that I've been having for a while. I've always wanted to learn Arabic from a young age as a proud Bengali Muslim, but I really haven't gotten the chance. I feel like studying abroad, not only will I be able to learn the language slowly, I will also be able to apply it in common conversations with my peers, and who knows, maybe I could impress my family with some of the knowledge that I learn over there. Another class would be knowledge and doubt. This is also particularly really thought-provoking to me because you really have to think about which sources are really reliable, especially in the scientific research field, and when to start doubting certain concepts that are just thrown out in the field. So speaking more on the topic of widening my skill set as a glass global leader, I want to talk about prominent issues in the UAE. So something that's particularly alarming, especially in Abu Dhabi, is the rate of cardiovascular disease. And because this is such a large issue, Abu Dhabi has recently become the second country in the world to adopt Switzerland's population health model. And so this model essentially is more proactive than reactive towards diseases. So they have more of a focus on how to prevent the disease from happening in the first place, cutting it at the root, as opposed to reacting when people have already gotten the disease. And I feel like that's really interesting in comparison to the US, where there's kind of a hybrid towards reactive and proactive approaches. I feel like would be really interesting for the scope that I'm going to be focusing on, the health sector of the Tandon areas of excellence, as well as the UN Sustainable Development Goal of good health and well-being. I don't know about you, but I really needed a change of pace. Speaking of change of pace, going to NYU Abu Dhabi will give me the change of pace that I need. Come walk with me. So I really think that, having a different perspective will really help out with my thesis, as I previously mentioned, but it's also going to help me develop really meaningful connections with different people. I can also connect with Abu Dhabi's culture. One more thing, similarly to how Tandon holds panels with speakers almost every week, NYU Abu Dhabi is especially known for bringing in international speakers in order to talk about globally related issues. I think it'd be really interesting to talk about different issues in the perspective of a different country, don't you think? You know that recently they had a lecture on how crystals are being used in the world of biology and medicine? How cool is that? And we're back. Thanks for hearing me out. And I can't wait to tell you all about my journey at NYU Abu Dhabi with the GLASS program.